What do you think of my new backdrop in the bedroom today? Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with the Q&A video for you. So I asked a couple of weeks ago for all of your questions here on YouTube, and I also asked on Twitter and Instagram as well. And surprisingly, I actually got a few questions, which I am really grateful for because I didn't know if I'd actually get any questions. So thank you very much for all of you that have asked a question. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm uploading new videos every single week. And don't forget to follow me on my social media. My Twitter and Instagram links are below. Yeah, I suppose I better start answering your questions. Okay, let's start with the ones from YouTube. Thank you everybody who subscribed to my channel. I'm nearly at 800 subscribers now, which is really amazing. I can remember when I had 44 and I thought that was amazing. So yeah, this is really cool. Thank you so much if you've hit that subscribe button recently and you're new here. So, William has asked several questions. First of all, what is your favourite indoor plant? That's a really tricky one, as you can imagine. I would have to say, just for sort of sentimental reasons, do you remember those two peace lilies that I pulled out in the plant rescue video that were looking pretty worse for wear? Well, I would say they're my favourites, simply because they were probably the first plants that we got in this house when we bought it, which was in 2009, and they actually came free. I think you had to spend a certain amount in IKEA and you got a peace lily. It was like a Valentine's Day special or something weird. But yeah, so I've had those since 2009, and although they're looking a little bit worse for wear, they have been with us ever since we moved in. So I would say them. They're a good one for any of you that want a house plant that's easy not to kill. How many indoor plants do you have? I don't know, honestly, and I can't count them now, but I would say probably, I just buy them every time I see them in the supermarket, so I'd say probably 30, maybe, if you're including like all the succulents. What is your most favourite DIY item that you've ever made? I'm just trying to think, because there's been quite a few recently, and there's some that you haven't seen yet. I would say the sunbeam mirror at the moment, probably, because I think that one's the most effective, and I honestly didn't know how it was going to turn out when I stuck all those, what are they called? Skewers? Bamboo sticks things around the edge. I wasn't really, you know, I hadn't measured it properly, I was guessing a little bit, so I did wangle that one, and I was pleased with how it turned out. I think it looks really good, and I've had a lot of compliments for that one, so yeah, maybe that. How many countries have you been to? So I've been to the United States, I've been to New York there, I've been to Barbados, which was my favourite holiday, or definitely one of my favourite holidays ever. I've been to Morocco, I've been to Tenerife, I've been to Spain, I've been to France, I've been to Italy, Germany, Poland, I've been to Sweden, I've been to Denmark, I've been to Ireland and Scotland. I haven't been to Iceland, I'd really like to go there. I want to go and see the Northern Lights. Egypt, got terrible food poisoning in Egypt. Let's not go into that. I've been to Thailand and I've been to Japan. Japan is probably one of my favourite places that I visited. We travelled around there for a few weeks and it was amazing. And I've been to Australia a few times because I am half Australian. I do like my holidays, I have to say. If I've got the money and I've got the time, I'll book a holiday. What inspired you to start making videos? That's a really good question. I've always made videos. I've made videos since I was a kid that are probably similar to the ones that I'm putting out now. The only difference now is obviously that we have this amazing platform, which is YouTube and social media, where we can share our videos, and I just wanted to start doing something creative that I've got full control over, and I can do whatever I want on here, and yeah, just put all my creativity into something that hopefully other people would enjoy, and also to make some friends. I was keen to make new friends who are into similar things as I am. So yeah, I just thought it'd be something different to do and a bit of a challenge as well, just to put myself in front of the camera, I guess, which probably isn't something that I would have thought I'd be doing a couple of years ago. Yeah, I thought, I don't know, I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit and push myself out of my comfort zone, I guess, which is always good in life, I think. So yeah, do something new and share all my creativity and have somewhere to sort of showcase it, I guess. And hopefully, yeah, give some other people some enjoyment from it too. The other thing is I'm really passionate about sort of helping younger people. I know that when I was growing up, I really appreciated it when I got advice or help, whether it was in my career or whether it was in just sorting out, you know, the day-to-day sort of being an adult stuff. Because it's obviously not something that you can learn at school or at university, and these kind of life skills, I think, are good to pass on. So anything that I've picked up that I think will help other people, I'm really keen to sort of share those as well. Life is difficult enough without, you know, not knowing how to, whatever it is, get a mortgage, get a bank account, live on your own for the first time, all those things. So I'm hoping to do a few more videos along the lines of that as well. So if there's anything that you think would be interesting, do let me know. Lulu's Corner asks, how much time do you spend molesting your plants with your eyes? Sometimes I just zone out and stare at mine for ages. Honestly, I don't spend that much time looking at my plants. I probably come across like somebody who does. I just haven't got the time. I think it'd be really nice to do that. Maybe I should try doing that because it'd probably be really relaxing. The places that my plants are positioned aren't somewhere where I can really sit and stare at them, if that makes sense. They're usually behind me because I use them in a lot of backdrops, or they're sort of by windows. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really funny question though. So I like the idea of molesting plants with your eyes. I think that's really funny. So thank you for asking that. Do you think it would help them to grow if I did? Grow. Yeah, I'm happy to be a crazy plant man. I should get a t-shirt that says it. The BBC has a series on beginners singing in choirs. With your warm voice, have you considered joining some amateur group of songsters or actors? I did do Amdram when I was a teenager in my local Methodist church, and it was just me and my friend and everybody else. I was probably like 15, everybody else there was probably like 80, which nothing wrong with that, but we just never got anything done. Seriously, we had the same script for what felt like weeks and weeks and weeks on end, and we didn't really do anything with it. It never came to doing the play at the end. It was really weird. I guess I could consider doing the actors, but I would definitely not do the songsters because I cannot sing to save my life, honestly. Oh, and that was from Diffmull. Thank you, Diffmull. And also, which non-speaking country can you imagine yourself settling down in? Well, that would have to be Germany. Germany's where my partner's from, and I go there every Christmas, and I absolutely love it. So it would be Germany. If it wasn't Germany, second to that would be France, because I love the south of France. Ryan and Aidan say, you seem like a very organised person. Do you have a man drawer? You know, the drawer that's full of junk, but the junk you use all the time. If so, what does it look like? I have more than one. I've got this top drawer in the bedroom, which has got mostly kind of products in it, I suppose. Then I've got one that sort of slides out of the wardrobe that I've got sunglasses and belts in. That's not really junk, is it? The place where all the junk gets thrown is, I bought this basket, which I showed in one of my hauls, which is just a black basket that I keep on the table downstairs where I tend to work, and that is where I sling everything into. So usually that has got things like my watch, sunglasses, wallet, loads of receipts, loads of rubbish, sweets, nuts, half avocados. It gets feral in there, to be honest. Just all the stuff that you would have at your desk and you throw somewhere. Half drunk tea. Yeah, it doesn't look good, to answer your question. It looks a mess. The Sunday Cook by Anthony Gerber says, would you do a cooking video? I have done one. I did Prosecco pancakes about a year ago. I would definitely do a cooking video. I do like cooking. I don't cook an awful lot, but I can follow recipes and I can come up with ideas, so I would do one. The only thing is my kitchen isn't laid out very well for shooting a video because all the cabinets are along the sides. So I think what I'll do is if ever I'm staying in an Airbnb or somewhere with a better kitchen for that, I'll shoot a cooking video. Let me know what sort you want. I could do a what I eat in a day, I suppose, but I tend to put that on my Instagram stories anyway. So yeah, let's do a cooking thing soon. Let me know what I should cook in the comments below. Vince DeConey says, if you're going to choose an indoor plant that best represents you, what is it? That is a tricky question. I honestly haven't got a clue. I'm going to say, I would say a cacti. No prick jokes. I would say a cacti spiky. I mean, actually I can't be a cacti because I do like a drink. So let's say, I don't know, I could be a Christmas cacti because they like a drink and they get a bit more colourful when Christmas time comes around. I don't know. This is a tricky question. Yeah, let's go with the Christmas cacti with the pink. Right, let's, excuse me. Okay, let's see what you had to say on Twitter. So Davy Granger asked, favourite homeware item that you own? Let me go and get it. I think it has to be this thumbs up London statue. So if you've ever been to Trafalgar Square, you will have seen this on one of the plinths there. It is so cool. And I got this in Tiger. It's by an artist called David Shrigley. It's a limited edition. So this was £20 in Tiger, and it's an edition of 3,000. And I just think it's a really good reminder of this amazing city that I live in. I'm very, very pro-London. I absolutely love living here. I've lived here since I was 18, and yeah, it just reminds me of the positivity that London brings to my life, and I'm sure to many other people's as well. So yeah, it's just a nice positive message, I think, and yeah, a nice thing just to have around the home, I suppose. And also I should say that David interviewed me on his blog. He's done a whole series interviewing all different bloggers and YouTubers and people like that. So I'm going to link that interview below because there might be a question on there that I haven't answered on this. So do pop over there and have a read. So Tom Unlikely Dad says, how do you find the time to film and edit your videos? Do you fancy doing mine? And the halo emoji. Well, honestly, so for example, filming this video now, I am filming this, it is now 5 to 9 at night, and I will be finishing this video. I might then shoot another one just while I'm here and set up. I try and do two in one go, just while I'm sorted, because by the time you've faffed about and made the backdrop look half respectable and put the lamps up and sorted myself out and all that stuff and thought about what you're going to say and all the rest of it, it honestly takes ages. And then I will be editing this evening. I try to edit things as soon as I've shot them. I don't like things lying around. So yeah, finding the time, I shoehorn it into basically any little slots that I've got. So the timing can be a real struggle, and especially with the building work that I've had next door, it's meant that I can't shoot daytime. I can't shoot on Saturdays, so I'm really left with evenings and Sundays if I'm going to shoot at home. And then vlogs, obviously, they're just as and when I can sort of squeeze them in. If I've gone somewhere interesting, then I'll always try and shoot something. But yeah, it's tricky. It is very tricky, and I know that you're a dad, so obviously you've got a whole lot of other stuff going on in your home too. So it is a tricky thing to do. What I do tend to do is try to sort of make the most of the time. So as I say, I'll try and shoot 2 videos at once. I will try to edit them into the night after I've shot them, so it's just sort of done and out of the way and uploaded, ready to go. But then after that, you've got to do a thumbnail and you've got to do all the captioning and all that stuff. So it is time consuming. I don't think a lot of people probably realise how much effort goes into making the videos. But that's a good thing. I don't want people to think that it's an effort. It should look like it's not an effort. And it should just look like I've just breezed in and switched the camera on. I hope that's the impression that I'm giving. If I'm not, I'm doing something wrong. The other thing is when I'm doing my DIYs, that is another sort of thing to add to the time consuming, because things have to dry, you've got all the different stages of it, you're in and out with paint and the mess, and yeah, it is chaos. Usually that side of the camera you would never want to see because it is absolute carnage usually. And do I fancy doing yours? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm not sure when I'll fit it in though. Mark Reed says, what's your guilty pleasure? I've got loads of guilty pleasures. If it's TV, I like watching Homes Under the Hammer. If it's music, I would say Steps. If it's food, I would say cheese and coleslaw baguette. What else is a guilty pleasure? Weatherspoons? Oh, and obviously, it goes without saying, charity shops and car boot sales all day, every day. Guilty pleasure, definitely, yeah. Lauren Elizabeth asks, what made you start a YouTube channel? What's the best and worst thing about having a YouTube channel? And if you could collaborate with another YouTuber, who would it be and why? So I've already kind of said a bit about why I started a YouTube channel. The best and the worst thing about having a YouTube channel. The best thing, I think, is getting the interaction. So I really like it when I get a message from somebody, or I get a comment that they've been inspired by the video, or the best is when I've had like tweets where they've actually sent me a picture of things like their kitchen that they've painted, having seen me doing mine. I really, really like that. So I think that's probably the best thing. The worst thing about having a YouTube channel is I think it's not something that everybody gets. So I keep it very separate. I don't really sort of get it involved with my day-to-day life. I don't involve people from my day-to-day life in my YouTube channel, which is cool. But obviously it just means that sometimes things can be a bit tricky when I need to go and shoot something or do something, and it can just get in the way of things a little bit. But I really enjoy it, so I think it all balances out. I've never had any sort of trolling or anything like that, so I think I'm quite lucky, because it's a nice bunch of people that we've got here. And who would you collaborate with? Well, I've got a collaboration coming up with my friend Luke, so I would say him. And I think if we hadn't sort of had a chat about doing this anyway, I'd say him, because I really love his videos. So yeah, so Luke Catloo, I will link his channel below so you can go and check him out, and you'll be seeing a collab with us very soon, and I'm really excited for this one because it's something that I think will be up a lot of your streets, so that should be really, really good. I really like James Welsh's videos, and I think that we would have a laugh as well. I would be asking him all the questions on skincare. Alison at Nelbell says, I have some picture frames and want to recycle them. How would you turn them into shadow box frames? So just thinking out loud here, so what I would do is take the picture frame off, and you've got the board at the back, and then I would just take some literally, you know, thin pieces of wood and measure that around, so that's going to give you the depth. So I'd cut that into 4 pieces. It's quite tricky to explain, but yeah, those would give you the depth. So you want to then nail those on. It's really hard to explain this. And then I would hot glue the frame and the glass on the front. So you can end up with it about that deep. Just choose the wood for the depth that you want. Yeah, and cut it into 4 pieces to go all the way around. And yeah, just build it out like that. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm sure there'll be some DIYs as well on YouTube, and if I ever do one, of course, it'll be on here. So yeah, it's a good idea actually. I might do something like that. Good luck with it. Let me know how it goes. Send me a picture on Twitter when you've done it. Kushar says, your method for thrifting clothing. My method would be, I go into the thrift stores quite regularly. There's a few in my local area, so I will always just stick my head in if I'm going past and I've got the time, because obviously there's a high turnover of stock in thrift stores and charity shops. And once I'm in there, I will, if it's rails, I'll just sort of go through them. I look at every single item, generally speaking. If it's formal shirts, maybe not so much, because that's not something I would wear. But if it's stuff that is the kind of things that I wear, I'll go through it all and I'll try and get my eyes sort of focus onto the label, and then you get a sort of a vague idea of the neckline and the colour if it's tops. So I'll just sort of whiz through them all. If I see a label that I like, the neckline that I like, and it's a colour that I like, I'm going to pull it out and see what size it is and check it out in a bit more detail. But that's the way to get through things quickly. I don't tend to look at an awful lot of trousers and jeans in charity shops anyway, because I find that I usually just want to buy those from a shop to get my exact fit right. But yeah, and then I'll just scour the bric-a-brac and the shoes usually and see if there's anything that catches my eye. But yeah, I just think going in regularly is your best bet. Gosh, I feel like I've been going on for ages, so I'm going to leave it there. If I haven't got round to your question, then I do apologise, and hopefully I'll be able to answer it in a future video. Let me know what you thought of this, because obviously it's slightly different for this channel. So yeah, I hope it was alright and you got something from it. Thank you so much to everybody that asked a question. I really appreciate it, and please do hit subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to have you back for a chat again very soon. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.